that's a tough act to follow right there.
All right. Tell me how to spell your name.
Bobby, Bobby, Stout, Stout.
So you're a normal spelled, but not Chris with a K. That confused me for a minute. I had to cross it out and everything else. So I'm going to ask you probably a lot of the same things, but let's start with, what is your title and what do you do?
So I am the employment coordinator and I am the assistant reentry manager. So I'm Rick's assistant around here.
Let's talk about jobs for a minute.
Okay.
How hard is it to get them jobs?
So it's hard. I went out this morning. I was out at 8:30 this morning with a insulation company, meeting with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard because we have some restrictions. We have programming in the evenings, and we try for them not to work a lot of overtime. I ask them for a certain wage. We want the guys to have a living wage, and we want the guys to have benefits. And so not only am I coming to these companies and asking them to employ our guys, but I'm asking them to sign an MOU. If the guys leave before 90 days, they can't keep their job. There's a whole thing in that. And but I do, we go in and we guarantee that the guys will be zero tolerance for drugs and alcohol. We give random drug tests throughout the month. We breathalyze them. We're zero tolerance for any kind of aggressive behavior. But we also provide transportation the whole time the whole year that they're here, back and forth. We guarantee that they'll be at work. So if a guy lays out of work and he doesn't have PTO and didn't take a PTO day, then he's restricted to campus. So it's like he's not going to be laying out of work and just running the streets. Like there's accountability here. And so that's one of the things that really is helpful. I mean, we have some really good job partners in the community right here.
Like who?
So we have ATC Drivetrain is one. DeRoyal Industries is one. Actually, their chief administrative officer over there loves us. She's on our board. Interstate Mechanical, Wasco, Masonry, Lawn Doctor. We have Smoky Mountain Rod and Customs over here. We just landed them here recently. I was able to get with them. We have several. Let me think. Arsenal Strength. They do strength equipment. We're in with them now. So we have several good ones.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. And you were talking about getting them benefits. So they don't have insurance for that first little bit that they're out, right?
No.
And they come to you guys, no health insurance, almost no money. How does that work for you as far as getting them clothing for when they get a job and getting them work boots and all that kind of stuff?
So what we do is when the guy first gets out, we either pick them up from the bus stop or pick them up directly. Mm-hmm. So we're the first person they see when they get out at the bus stop. And what we do, we're blessed that we can give them, and it's not a lot, we give them $100 to Walmart, a gift card. We take them to Walmart to help them get some groceries, like socks and underwear, and stuff like that. And then we have a clothes closet over at the Regus building where our office is that we can take them over there and get them some clothes. And we give them $50 to Carm. Carm is they're a really good partner of ours, and they bless us with every quarter. They give us, I think, $500 worth of gift cards. And so we're able to give these guys a $50 gift card when they get out. And so we've got a lot of support as far as that. And we help them. So we are part of a SNAP ENT program where we help them get on to SNAP. But as soon as they get to working, we get them back off of SNAP. So we're teaching them not like most of us have done is relied off the government. Hey, it's here for assistance. We're showing you, help you get on your feet. And now we're helping you to independently walk with Jesus Christ, be independently dependent on Jesus.
Brother, I love it. Man, I love that. Yeah. What year did you come to Men of Valor?
So I originally came to Men of Valor in 2016. My story is a little unique. So I was incarcerated. I had several
in Tennessee.
Yeah, in Tennessee, and I had several charges going on, and they don't release on Sundays, and they told me to pack up. I was going home on a Sunday. I was like, no way, I'm serving a sentence. I've got court dates going on. They said, no, you're being released. And I was in a Men of Valor program on the inside at the facility I was at. They released me. I called my lawyer. I called my PO, and I called the contact I had from Men of Valor. I said, they are releasing me, but I am desperate. I want to be a part of y'all's program. And so they come and interviewed me the next day, Anthony Charles, Tevin Peterson, and another guy that's no longer with them, Brad. you know, and I'd gone to my mom's, which was I love my mom, but it was a very toxic, dysfunctional, you know, I didn't need to be there. And so they met me the next day and they accepted me. And when I seen, you know, I'd never been, so I was raised around, you know, drug dealing. My grandfather was like an old World War II type of guy. He was hard. He loved me, worked for TBA, you know, Boilermaker.
Yep.
So that's the only kind of like love I ever saw was that. And so when I saw the love of Christ, like I didn't realize, you know, I thought, man, these guys funny or what? You know, I'd never seen the guys want to hug me, you know, and stuff.
That's
And,
hilarious. I love it.
and so
Yeah.
I'd never been around it.
Yeah.
And so I wanted what they had. And so I was doing everything I could. You know, I'd changed my life. I'd give my life to the Lord. And I was with them for 8 months. And the TBI and the U.S. Marshals came and picked me up at work on an indictment, offered me 120 years. And so I sat in there for about 18 months, waiting. And finally, I was able to get a sentence to where. But I just kept discipling guys. Everything I learned, I look back now, God had brought me to Men of Valor to be discipled so I could go back in and disciple others. And so I'm discipling guys, leading them to the Lord in any way, whatever it takes to get these guys to get in the Word and to.
Did that cause you problems on the inside?
Well, at Whiteville, it didn't cause me trouble, but like a little vice lord guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were, you know, so I would sit down with him, let him go through his stuff, and I would show him the Word. And so, you know, he'd come over and give his life to the Lord. And just so happens, I thought, man, something's going to end up coming behind this. I'm in here witnessing to these guys, but I didn't care whoever would listen. And so they transferred me out to West Tennessee State Penitentiary. Didn't ask them to, it just happened. And so that was just a blessing. And that's why I ended up paroling out of. But yeah, I was just, you know, and I look now that the Lord allowed me, that's the whole reason he let me out, was to go and be discipled, to learn how to, you know,
man, that's awesome.
Disciple guy. And so I got back out in 2021.
Okay.
So
2016 when you first got out, and
yeah.
then you went back to prison in 2017.
Yeah.
And then you got out in 21.
Yeah.
And you've been here ever since.
Yeah. So I went through the program, and they offered me AC. He offered to bring me up here and give me a job. And so I finished the program, come up here, and started working for AC. And he's been a great mentor to me. And all these guys, Kurt and Tevin, they've been awesome.
So do you live in the graduate house, or do you live?
No, so I'm married now. I've bought a house.
Okay.
So
I saw the ring, but
I've married, bought a home. I've got a lovely wife that's never been in any trouble. My wife's never smoked a joint in her life. You know, for her to be with me, like she's been in the corporate world since college, graduated from Liberty.
Sure.
Like grew up, her father, you know, in a PK. So
that's hilarious.
It's
if it makes you feel any better, I've got a corporate wife too, and I'm covered in tattoos. And so when people see us at the beach, it's like night and day. They're like, what are these two doing together? We've been married 17 years, right? So at this point, but yeah, it's funny to see the kind of complete opposites. I was in the Marine Corps when I got married to my wife, and she's like, you just came back from Iraq, you know? And I'm like, yeah, you know, like it's weird to see the type of women that you can attract.
Yeah, but fun. It's God. I joke all the time that Jesus is the best wingman I've ever had. You know?
100%.
Yeah,
100%. Let's see here. What part of this program has had the greatest impact on your life?
So just the discipleship, I think maybe the greatest impact is being able to give back for me, because we are disciples making disciples. That's what we are here. We're a discipleship academy, and we're guys that we're teaching guys to walk with Jesus, and we're fun to seeing the fruit. Like Chris, you interviewed earlier, I picked him up from Bledsoe. I was the guy that picked him up, and we call it dashboard discipleship. So as soon as he got in the car, I'm getting to know him, getting on a personal level, asking questions, just seeing where he's at, evaluating him as soon as we see. And halfway home, I was like, man, there's something different about this guy. You know, it gives me chills. And I was like, man, I hope this guy makes it. And I was really wanting to pour into him, and really, because you see certain people that they're really bought in and want to do something different. And that, I think that when you actually see fruit that you've been a part of, man, I've been walking with this guy, and now what he's doing now, and to know I was a part of that. And there's several of them. We got one, Robbie, that works there. And there's several of the guys that are out in the community now doing exactly what I had done for me, that I've been doing my best to do for them, and now they're out doing it.
Man, I love
it blesses
that.
me, that I get. This is what I do for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the whole pay it forward theory,
yeah,
right? So somebody did it for us, and now we're going to pay it forward to somebody else. Somebody had to tell me about Christ. Somebody had to tell you about
yeah,
Christ, right?
yeah,
And now paying it forward and giving it to more people and spreading the gospel as we're called to do. It's amazing. I love
yeah.
it.
And as rough as I grew up, it's like my life is like a fairy tale. It don't make sense. Like this is what
Man,
they pay me to do. This is what I do for a living. I'm so blessed.
I love it. So, at what point did you realize that your life was actually changing for real? Not something temporary, but you realized that it was changing.
So, I had before I actually come out to Men of Valor, I had sold drugs, been in the drug culture, done drugs my whole entire life, more than 25 years, and to when I truly felt the Lord, when I truly gave my life to the Lord, He transformed my heart. He took that stuff off of me, like the desire to want to go out and do anything illegal. I was incarcerated, and but I was part of the Men of Valor program on the inside. And once I got out and I saw that I didn't want to go back to any of that stuff. It's something I'd always felt safe. I would always go back to, well, I know even, working, I always worked and had a job, but I'd always side hustle, and I despise the guy I used to be. Once I realized, man, I despise who I used to be. That guy makes me cringe. That's when I knew.
Can I tell you some unsolicited advice?
Yeah.
Don't hate who you used to be because it made you who you are today.
Yeah.
I have to remind people that all the time. It's probably my biggest saying that I like to say to people. You wouldn't be the man you are today if it weren't for the man you were back then.
Yeah.
We've all made mistakes. We're all sinners.
Yeah. Now I don't really like the regrets of being away from my kids. My daughters are grown now, but I can't. But I know I went through everything for a reason. My life wouldn't be where it was. When I think of some of the things I used to do to people, I'm like, man, that guy was awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
completely understand that. If somebody was skeptical about Men of Valor, what would you want them to understand?
To know that we're in the business of changing lives. What we do here is we, one man at a time, one family at a time, we reconcile men first to Christ, to their families, and to the community. And we are walking alongside these guys. We don't do it for any notoriety. That's just what we do. And I invite anyone to come, to take a tour, get to know us, and see what we're all about.
If somebody wants to volunteer or give back to Men of Valor, how can they?
So there's a menofvalor.com, I believe, or they get on our website. We have a Facebook. They get on there, and there's plenty of ways to get involved in Nashville and here now in Chattanooga and Florida.
Is there anything else you want me to know?
Um, I'm just glad that you're here getting our message out. Yeah, just anything we can do to grow this ministry and get the word of the gospel out. Um, we're grateful for that, and I'm just excited that you're going to get to meet some of our 30-day guys and see how we're impacting. Well, it's not us. To see how the Lord's impacting these guys' lives.
Lord works through people.
Through us,
So then, here's my final question: what is a policy inside the state of Tennessee, policy or law, that needs to change to help you guys be more effective?
I don't know maybe a policy, but man, I know some really good guys that are on a 51-year life sentence. One of my best friends right now killed a guy in a bar fight.
Mandatory minimums or
yeah, mandatory minimums. He killed a guy in a bar fight. He got fighting in a bar, and it's actually two of them. They've been locked up since 1997, and they won't even go up for parole for 51 years.
Where they house that?
One of them's at Turney Center, and one of them's at West Tennessee State Penitentiary. One of my best friends, Marty Williams, a great guy. Don't do drugs or anything. Just in a bad place at the wrong time. Got into a bar fight, and this guy, one of the greatest guys you'll ever meet, and he's been locked up about 30 years. He's got another 20 before he can go up for parole. Never had a write up in there, as far as I know. I mean, great guy.
Can he get good time?
No, it's 51 years before they're even eligible for parole.
So no good time. No, there's nothing he can do to reduce that sentence. It's not 2-for-1s. It's 51 years, and then you can go before the board.
Yeah, and in all actuality, the guy didn't die there. It was a manslaughter charge, really. It should have been manslaughter, and they got first-degree murder. I mean, it's like that's just kind of That's one that got in my heart. It's just like, man, I wish I could do something to help him.
So mandatory minimums are the hardest part.
Yeah, that's just, and I say not for maybe even for Men of Valor, just for me, my heart, being incarcerated, and that's something I'm passionate about.
That's what this is, right? This is your perspective on it, because for me, I look at policies a little bit differently. I'm happy to see that they are holding off on changing the hemp law, because I think that we're going to start incarcerating people for having 0.3% hemp. That's the most ridiculous thing. We are creating criminals for no reason.
Yeah.
And when we create criminals, we create a crisis, and then it takes away from the people that have actually done crime, that need help and need the love and the pouring into, because everybody says, hey, these low-level offenders, they're easier to turn and burn and fix, as they say, right?
Yeah.
So then very few people worry about helping the violent offenders or the people that have had long-term stays. And so when we are creating low-level crimes, we're creating a problem that's not sustainable.
Yeah, because the numbers are so high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Brother, I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. I'll
Thank
send
you.
these other guys up here.
All right.
Thanks,
Hand me
man.
back my microphone if you
the-
don't care. Appreciate it. They can all come in together and sit down just like you guys were as well.
All right, we'll send them on up. Thanks.
Appreciate it.